What's up guys, Elfis here, and today we're playing some Terraria. So what the hell is Terraria, Elfis? Why are you playing it? First off, let's see, Terraria, if you have absolutely no idea what Terraria is essentially a 2D version of Minecraft that has a bit more depth to it. And by depth I don't mean you can dig deeper, I mean there's like more things to do in the game and more things to craft and stuff like that. But we'll get into that. So first off, I'm going to be time-lapsing some of this, as you've probably already seen, so this isn't a live commentary. We can work out the details. If you guys want live commentary instead, we can see how that works, but for now, we're doing a time-lapse, and this is after commentary, so I'm commentating over the recording, not live, just so you guys are aware. Second off, I made my get green because we're emulating Flint Beastwood in the spirit of Han, since I am a Han player, and all my lovely subscribers are Han players. That's about as close to Flint Beastwood as I could get, guys. I'm sorry. Honestly, there's not much to work with in Flint Beastwood. I gave him some green skin, some black hair, and some brown clothes for leathery clothes. Oh well. So we're playing Flint Beastwood, and we're going to play in the sense of Flint Beastwood because we are going to be playing a ranger. Basically, all that means is that we'll be playing with primarily ranged damage weapons. At the beginning, we're using a sword a little bit, but after that, after we get into it a little, we're going to be using pretty much only ranged damage, because Flint uses ranged weapons. So, yeah, so what am I doing right now? So first off, at the moment, I'm collecting some wood and stone to build some stuff, much like you would in Minecraft. You know, you start off in Minecraft, and we're building some wood and stone and stuff, or collecting wood and stone to build a bunch of things. We're making a little crafting table here. It's called a working bench, but it's a crafting table. I think that's what it's called in Minecraft. I don't know. And we're going to make a few things. We're just going to make a little bit better sword at the moment, but we will make a bow soon. We're making a little better sword just because it has a better arc. It has that little arc right there instead of the little poke that the other sword had. The initial starting sword is pretty much the worst weapon in the entire game, guys. It's like atrocious. So essentially, we're going to be collecting a bunch of wood here at the start because wood is always a great resource to have in this game, but more importantly, you need it for arrows and stuff. You need it to build a house. You need it for all sorts of stuff. These little slimes you see jumping around are mildly annoying, but not really that hard to beat. Their AI is just to jump back and forth. You can actually sort of outsmart them because you can kind of sit under their jump, and some of them don't jump high enough, but you can kind of sit under their jump, and they'll just keep jumping back and forth over you and will never hit you, pretty much, as long as the terrain is flat. But you can also see the little bunnies hopping around. I accidentally kill a few bunnies, and then some of them I kill on purpose. You can catch them later and make them as pets if you want, but early on they don't really have any use. So we're collecting some wood. We're going to set ourselves up with some armor, a house, so we and our little NPC that you guys saw, his name is Kyle, so that we don't die at night, because at night some zombies will spawn and some demon eyes will spawn. But we'll see those soon. So we're going to collect a bunch of wood here, and then we're going to get into it. This is going to be kind of a Let's Play series, so there's going to be a series of these, probably one a week, maybe a little less than that, along with my Han videos, not instead of my Han videos, so don't worry about that. And I would like for you guys to let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you like the game. Should I play a different game? Would you prefer? Do you like the live commentary, or would you prefer this type of commentary where I can time-lapse some of the boring stuff? Like, otherwise, collecting this wood, I think in general, it probably took like 5 minutes to collect all this wood or something. Maybe not, maybe it's less than that, but you know what it is. Whatever it was, you know, some amount of time to collect all this wood, and then I time-lapsed it down to like a minute or a minute and a half or something. So, we'll see. You guys can let me know what you think. I'm just going to plant a bunch of acorns here. The acorns will grow back into trees over time. From what I've seen, it's kind of random whether they grow back into trees, like which ones do and how long it takes them and whatnot. I don't know. I think it's just like a percentage. The little jellyfish with the umbrellas sometimes spawn when it's raining. You can't take their umbrellas. You can get an umbrella in this game, but you can't take their umbrella. You get an umbrella from like looting it in a chest, which is kind of weird. A chest in the ocean, which isn't weird. I just think it's funny that you can't take his umbrella, but you can get umbrellas. Yeah, so notice I stopped planting acorns there. We're going to make our little starting house there. Eventually, we're going to make some cooler buildings, but starting, we're just going to stick with like a default house. We'll build a little, this cool little thing so that we don't die at night, and our little NPC there doesn't die at night. He'll move in when we tell him to move in, but you have to have like certain requirements, like they need certain furniture in the room to move in. They won't move into like an empty room with no door or anything. I don't know why, they just won't. AI, what you can do. You also see some of the flying fish. When it's raining, you'll see like flying fish, you'll see the jellies with the little slimes with the umbrellas, you'll see some other stuff in some of the different biomes, some of the snow biomes, you'll see some other stuff, etc., etc. You'll get used to it as we go on. So we're just going to throw together a quick house here, just so our dude doesn't die as well as us. We're going to make a bunch of torches for when we explore, which we will be doing. We're going to go exploring for a dungeon in a moment. I just wanted to set us up. We have a little flying fish coming in here to annoy the hell out of us. Of course, that's what they do. We're going to set up our little door. And then we're going to set up some torches in the house because you have to have light sources in the house. Although it's also just a good idea to have them because, you know, they help. And they're not particularly difficult to make. All you got to do to get some torches is collect some gel, from the slimes. And then collect some wood. Or some gel and some wood will make you a torch. Pretty easy. Here I decided to come back to make a little bit of wooden armor. It's not a lot of defense. In total it's 3, 1 each, but it's better than none. And I figured because I'm so low, I have such a small starting health pool, and you know, I'm taking a bunch of damage and stuff. And we're going to take more damage as we get into more fights. Any armor is better than none, plus I have a bunch of wood, so why not? And then I'm going to make a little furnace here. You can make some stuff with a furnace, but not until you really start getting the metals. The metals you can smelt into bars and stuff, and all that good stuff. So here we go. We're going to head off on our little journey here. What we're looking for is valuable ores, i.e. iron and tin, which I actually just walked past some tin, but I'll get it later when I notice it. And then loot. So there's some chests scattered randomly. And chests found in different biomes have chances to drop different things. So this one didn't really give me anything great, kind of mediocre, kind of so-so. It gave me some glow sticks, which is pretty nice because the glow sticks allow you to see underwater. But other than that, kind of mediocre. In general, I'm looking for accessories in the chests. Accessories give you all sorts of little bonuses. There's some you can get that'll let you double jump, some will let you climb on walls, some will let you I don't know, do all sorts of things. And later on in the game, you can craft wings that'll let you fly, which is amazing, but alas, we don't have them yet. I did loot a little bit of iron. Unfortunately, couldn't craft anything with it because I needed to make an anvil, and then once I had the anvil, I didn't have enough iron left. Actually, I'm not sure. Even if I did make the anvil, I don't think I had enough iron to make very much of anything, and you can't make anything without an anvil anyway, so had to get the anvil. So here we go, off on our little journey. Break the little pots. The pots will have various assortments of torches, potions, all kinds of stuff that's nice. Although I forget to use potions in a little bit anyways, but we have potions now. We find another chest here, fantastically. This one has a spear and a little bit more, some bars, some tin bars, which is nice. But the spear is a little bit nice. It's not that much better, really, or even debatably not better than the sword that I had anyways, but I decided to use it just for the lulz. Because it's fun to use. It's like a little pokey weapon, but you can poke it in any direction, unlike the sword that I started with that you could only poke in one direction, which was kind of poopy. You could only poke it in front of you. So here I am picking a fight with a couple little jellies, little slimes. They're a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Unfortunately, I get kind of caught up here fighting instead of looking for a cave, which is kind of a mistake because night is coming, and night is no bueno, my fellow gents. It's no bueno indeed, because night will start spawning some zombies and some demon eyes, which typically are not a big deal, but considering I have poop for armor and poop for weapons, they're kind of a big deal for us. But we'll figure that out in a few moments here, because night is just about to be upon us. Nighttime and daytime, I believe, last for about 15 minutes each, just so you guys know. Those climbing shoes that I just saw, I think is what they were called, those allow me to climb on walls. I think that there's another one I think is called like treads or something. Together they allow you to just hold on to a wall, but with one of them, only one of them, you'll like slide down the wall slowly. But you can still climb with them, it's just not quite as effective. So here I am collecting a little bit of tin, and then we are going to I think we're going to realize it's nighttime and we're going to get our butt kicked if we keep sticking around here. So here are the zombies and demon eyes and whatnot that are picking a fight with us. This is me attempting to run away because I've realized that I'm not going to win that fight. So I'm backing the hell out. We'll use a little bit of dirt to make a tiny little ladder. This one I decided to fight just because. Up top there you can see a fallen star, that little shining star. They're actually kind of useful, to be honest with you. 5 of them will let you make a mana crystal, which increases your maximum mana by 20. I didn't go for it, but yeah. This is where I fall down into the water, and there were zombies trapped down there, and unfortunately I do not survive. Sad face. Wah, wah, wah. I did not make it out. I didn't realize that pool was that deep, to be honest with you guys. But I did pick soft core. There are 3 levels of difficulty. I picked softcore, which is the easiest. You just lose a little bit of gold when you die. The gold, you can buy stuff at the NPCs and improve some of your equipment and stuff, but it's not super useful early on. But I picked softcore. There's medium core where you lose items when you die, and then there's like hardcore where you're permanent death. You only get 1 life, and if you die, it's game over. I didn't want to pick that one because that would be no bueno, but I considered picking medium core, but didn't end up going with it in the end. So here I'm going to try and dig my own cave since I'm close to my house. It's a little bit safer. I just figured I'll dig my way down and see if I can find some ores. Unfortunately, I have a mediocre, basically the crappiest pickaxe in the game. Actually, no, scratch that. It is the crappiest pickaxe in the game, so it takes forever. I time-lapsed it a little bit, obviously, but it takes forever to dig down. And then, doubly unfortunately, I find diddly squat. I find basically nothing. I dig down for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, whatever. And then I'm like, all right, forget this. This is dumb. Natural caves tend to be way more, well looted. Well, you know, have a bunch more ores and loot in them. For 2 reasons. One, because you can see more of the screen, you see more of the walls around you and stuff, so you can just see more ore in the walls and such. And 2, because natural caves have treasure chests in them, much like the ones you've seen on the surface. The treasure chests, you can go down and you can find, and they'll have various assortments of things. You know, ranging from, some of them will have some weapons, although not really any great weapons, but some of them are okay weapons. Actually, that's not true. Some of them are good weapons. I shouldn't say that. And then some of them are kind of so-so weapons. And then they have accessories, much like the climbing closet you have. So there was me. I just built the wall out so that I could climb out when I needed to, as you saw me jump up and test it just to see if it worked. And then you'll see me use my little climbing closet. It lets me jump on the wall like that, basically. Without that, you can't do that. So the climbing closet accessory allow that to happen. This is me realizing that this was basically a waste of time. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point later in the series, but at the moment, when I have a better pickaxe, I might. But at the moment, it's kind of just trash. I just looted a little bit of tin. Here, we are deciding what to build with our tin, and I decide, well, we're playing a Flint Beastwood character. Let's go with the spirit of a bow. Why not? Because we can finally make a bow. We can make some arrows for it. We have some... To make arrows, all you need is stone and wood, which is fine, and I have plenty of them. So I also looted a few arrows from pots or chests or wherever I got them. I think you can loot them in pots, but I know you can loot them in chests, I think. For whatever reason, the thought process is quite in depth for this. I believe I was talking to myself as I was thinking this out. Unfortunately, I get an upgrade bow relatively shortly, but at the moment, we're going to make this bow, and then we are going to make a bunch of arrows, and then we'll be set, sort of. So the bow and arrows are good, but they have some weaknesses. Their knockback is much weaker than the melee weapons. For obvious reasons, you can't, you know, get totally OP weapons, so, you know, gotta have some level of difficulty. You can make a campfire to increase your health regeneration, but it's stationary, and I figured I'll make it later. I'll make some arrows now for some ammunition. You can also collect some of your arrows, but not always. Some of them you can't collect. This is me deciding, screw it, I'm gonna head back out. Now I have a bow and arrow. I will go and pick some fights. I'll go and look for a cave. I do finally realize that tin ore is here, and I grabbed that. Got to drop down a little bit because my pickaxe doesn't have a bunch of range. And eventually we'll come back for those trees and whatnot. Wood is a pretty valuable resource. I'll just leave the torch there because, you know, it's not that big of a deal. 1 torch isn't going to kill me. Looking up there, there's some demon eyes up top. You can see they're looking to pick a fight. I'm going to use my bow and take care of it. Unfortunately, as it gets dark, it gets pretty dark at points. You can still see a little bit, but not a lot. I've considered giving my character, like, a wisp, just so you guys can see a little better for the videos, but at least at the start, I haven't. But I might as time goes on, so we'll see how it goes. As you can see, the bow and arrow is pretty useful, but it does have pretty weak knockback, so trade-offs. There's a fallen star over there. This one I will grab. For me, the fallen stars won't be super useful just because I'm doing a ranged build. So mana isn't that big of an important thing for me. As you'll see, I actually blow I just kind of waste one of the fallen stars a little later on. But they're really not that important to me because I'm not going to be a mage, so I don't need them. I'm getting a little bit cornered here, but it's okay because it's not the end of the world. I do have a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow is pretty sweet. You know what? A little bit. Somebody commented on one of my old videos a little while ago that I use that phrase. It's not the end of the world way too much, and I just did it again. So maybe I should chill off on that. Chill back, cut back on that sentence. As you can see, dealt with them pretty easy. Not that big of a deal. I got a bow and arrow, guys. This is easy. Bow and arrow. Gonna collect some of my arrows since I don't really have an enormous amount of them. Although I also can't shoot them that quickly, so that's okay. I do have health potions, but I would prefer not to use them if I don't need to, because they're not like rare, but they're also not super abundant. In the sense that, like, if you just blow through them every single chance your health drops, you will run out of them eventually. The glow sticks that I've looted in the very first chest will come in handy a little bit here because I can see underwater with them. If you try and use a torch underwater, it'll just go out. You won't be able to see anything. You can also throw the glow sticks wherever you want. You can use them above water too. I use this one underwater. And then you use my little climbing claws so that I can climb the hell out of here because I want out, boys. And we're going to keep trucking along. As you can see, daytime is approaching, or maybe already here since the zombies have disappeared. And voila! We have found a little cave. We got another spear, which is unfortunately a big waste of time because we already had one, and we've already got our bow and arrow, so we don't need a spear. Killing a little jelly here in the way. I'm going to break some pots along the way. Pots are always a good source of, like, torches and little things like that. Found a little bit of ore, although not exactly the ore we want. We would like to find some lead ore, or iron, sorry. Iron would be better for us. Unfortunately, the just normal bare surface of this cave is kind of crappy. I looted a little aglet right there, which is pretty nice. That'll let me speed up a bit, but it gives me 5% bonus movement speed, and then I think it had a little prefix to give me 1% more. I looted climbing claws again, but as you can see, this climbing claws has a little prefix, brisk, so it gives me a little bit of movement speed. You can get prefixes on your equipment, and then you can reforge them later to kind of randomize the prefix to get better ones, but it does cost money. So that's what I meant when I said earlier you can improve your equipment with gold at an NPC. But I don't have the NPC yet. We'll get it down to get some NPCs later. Unfortunately, as I go down, I'm seeing some moss on the walls, which means I am right at the edge of the jungle biome, which I don't want. The jungle is pretty tough, as you can see by that bat. That bat almost kicked the crap out of me. Or, I guess I shouldn't say kicked the crap out of me, but it was certainly a bit of a hassle. They are, unfortunately, stronger than I would like. We got a couple guys down there. Typically, I would have maybe just turned around because I'm hitting the jungle and find a different cave, but there's a chest down there. Chests are great loot when you're starting out, guys. Unfortunately, I'm not the best aim. Kind of randomly shooting down here. Did kill a couple of them, though. We'll get them, and then I will jump down and grab my delicious loot. Loot early on is super helpful. As the game goes on, the stuff you loot from, like, bosses is more important than the chest loot. And the jellies do jump more frequently in water, so be a little bit careful about that. We get some dynamite, which is pretty nice because dynamite you can use to blow up things, enemies, etc. The spelunker potion will show you the location of treasure and ores as it says, so you can see through walls and such to see the treasure chests and whatnot. And then the platinum bars, the platinum bars are going to help us upgrade to a better bow. We can now get a platinum bow, which is actually far ahead of when we should have a platinum bow, because we can't mine platinum yet, but we did loot platinum, which is pretty sweet. I'm clearing out these sand so that we can get past them to see what's down here, but also because sand is a pretty nice resource to have. You can make glass and stuff with it. Glass can be used for jars and whatnot. You can make Molotov cocktails. I haven't decided if I'll use Molotov cocktails in this playthrough, just because it's not really a ranged weapon, I don't think. Maybe it is, but it's sort of a bit of a different weapon. It might be cool just to show you guys what they are. This is me grabbing a little bit of ore. Unfortunately, as you grab ore below sand, you dig below sand, it drops down. So I kept knocking my torch off because I wasn't thinking. Gotta clear a couple of these guys out. The tight little space is not great for me, but it's not the end of the world either. As I say it again, huh? It's not that bad, because it does kind of lock them down so that I can shoot them a little bit easier, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit stuck here. I'm sort of confused as to which way I should go or if I should go at all. And then here comes a bat. This bat is so close to killing me. I popped a potion there, otherwise he would have killed me. And then, unfortunately, because I'm in such a close quarters, I had to switch over to a melee weapon because I couldn't aim the bow that close. Which is a little bit no bueno, but it's okay. There's another bat down there, but it looks like he can't get up to me. So I'm going to go a little bit further, even though I'm almost dead and whatnot. I did loot a little recall potion, that blue potion. The recall potion will teleport me back to my spawn. You can either just let it teleport you back to the default spawn, which is where you logged in initially when you started the game, or you can make a bed and set your spawn. But I'm going to get the hell out of here. So you see it tells me back there. But if you set your spawn, to do that you have to get some silk, which I don't have yet. Silk comes from cobwebs, so I would have to find like a little spider's nest to do it. But we'll get to that later at some point. So here, we're going to build some better weapons and whatnot. I built a little star on the bottle just because it's kind of cool. You guys can see what it looks like. I don't really need the stars, so can't hurt. I'll throw it down. You guys can see what the little stars look like. It's kind of cool. So we're going to craft our bars up. We looted a little bit of ore, which is nice, a little bit of tin, a little bit of iron, which is nice, and then we're going to make a new weapon. So what kind of weapon are we going to make? We're going to make a pickaxe first off because we want to mine faster. Pickaxes are super important. I got a little nice prefix on my pickaxe too, which is kind of cool. Not super important though because we don't really use the pickaxe to fight that much. It's kind of irrelevant. What we are going to do is build a better bow, but what we're going to do is we're going to build an iron bow here. And the iron bow is better than our current tin bow, I think is what we have. But unfortunately, I don't notice. I build the iron bow, and then we replace it, and then I go back to crafting. Oh, I'm gonna craft something else. What are we gonna craft? And then I open it up. Oh shoot, we can actually craft a platinum bow. So we waste our iron, unfortunately, because we could have made some other stuff with that, which would have been nicer. I think I could have made an iron helmet, but I don't remember. So that would have been nicer, but it's okay. But that's going to be basically it for this video, guys. We're going to kind of end it here. I hope you guys like it. I'm just kind of sorting through stuff. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up, like it, and subscribe if you want. If not, that's cool too. And let me know if you prefer live commentary or this and the time lapse. I'm kind of partial to this, but that's just because we can talk about it afterwards and skip through all the boring stuff. So let me know what you guys think about Terraria, and yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. GG, well played, guys. Elfis out.